Hey guys, it's Eric here from iBeatItFirst.com, and we have an unboxing for the PlayStation VR launch bundle. This is the one that comes with the VR unit, the Move controllers, the new camera, as well as the PlayStation World. So, without further ado, let's crack this sucker open. Alright, it's in a nice, pretty box that kind of goes along with the way that Sony has everything for the PlayStation 4 as well. Even shows the new aim controller, which we used at E3. I don't know if that's actually going to come out exactly the way that it is, but it does say coming spring 2017, and the controller felt really good. If you're someone like me, though, who still has the old AR style or M16 style controller that works with the Move controllers for it, you'll still be able to use that as well. Alright, let's go ahead and get the big box open. So here's the nice big box for it. It's got a nice little plastic sleeve to hold that in place. And it looks like it actually just opens that way. Interesting. It's got a hinge, but then it's also got a little piece of fabric there to hold it in place. Alright. The nice big thick manual, the quick start guide, and inside here this appears to be the cable. All that packaging for a power cable. Interesting. Lift this up here. This appears to probably be the power block. We have ourselves a micro USB cable, or a micro HDMI, actually I think that's what it is. Some headphones and some different size earbuds for it. That's a nice little feature, even though the PlayStation comes with one. It appears to be 2 headphones, so that's good. Power block, and the HDMI converter box here. So this actually allows you to do the HDMI into the unit, but then also the HDMI out to the television as well, so that you can watch what's going on at the same point. You can see right here, it's got the HDMI for the PS4 and the HDMI for the TV, everything blocked out for you, as well as providing power to the VR headset. Does come with multiple HDMI cables, which is actually kind of cool. And what appears to be there we go. Pull that off here, as well as the visual splitter for it. And without further ado, the headset itself. And if you don't remember, I believe we talked about it a little bit, but I don't think we've ever done it on camera. We've tried all 3 VR headsets: the Vive, or the HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift, and the Move. And in all honesty, this one feels the best. They do a good job of putting the weight more around the head rather than in the front. So you can see right here, the unit itself, the front portion actually doesn't weigh that much, even though that's where the screen is. There's a lot of extra padding and everything up here at the top that when you put it on, it feels actually really comfortable. And the unit then just expands out, you know, for big head people. I'm kind of one of them. And then you've got the controls, so you can actually control the audio and the microphone and everything for it. And the actual headsets themselves will actually plug into the unit too. You can see it right here on the side. It's a 3.5mm. So if you don't have a Bluetooth headset, you can actually hook it up directly to it. And then got some additional points for doing articulation and doing some adjustments of the actual headset itself too. So really nice You can definitely tell that Sony put a lot of money into making this thing look awesome as well as feel really comfortable, which is one of the big perks of, you know, being Sony, a company that's actually into manufacturing for it. We were talking about it last night while we were waiting in line that the Oculus, while they may make a really good unit, Sony has more money to put into the engineering, and Oculus hasn't really, you know, they don't really have a whole lot of hardware engineers from what I know. And neither does Facebook. Once they bought Oculus, they weren't really able to bring much to the table other than a lot more funding. So that's the unit here. And inside this side box, we should have the extra pieces, which most of the stuff people have already seen before, especially if you've used the Move pieces. But here's the VR Worlds. So VR Worlds is the good one. It actually comes with London Heist, Scavenger's Odyssey, Ocean Descent, the VR Luge, which is kind of interesting in my opinion, and Danger Ball. The Ocean Descent is actually really cool, and you can see a lot of videos. I know that Kotaku posted a video the other day where they were going through basically this entire setup and testing everything out, and they had someone who'd never done VR do the Ocean Descent. You don't really do anything other than look around, but it actually is a really cool video to go through for it. I see a lot of cool sharks and everything for it, and the shark attacks the cage. Then we've also got a demo disc, which gives you Eve Valkyrie, Drive Club VR, Rigs, which I didn't get a chance to play at E3, but Chris did, and he said he loved it. Battlezone, Headmaster, Wayward Sky, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, the VR Worlds demo as well, and Tumble VR. One of the first games that I'm probably going to end up buying for this is probably going to be Eve Valkyrie. I got a chance to play that at E3, and it was awesome. Super Hypercube was really, really good as well. Alright, so this is the stand for the camera. It's actually kind of really hefty, which is good. I had to buy a specific little piece that went with my square PlayStation camera so that I could put it on the back of my soundbar. But this one's, I'm not quite sure why they made changes to the camera itself, because the original one still had two cameras and everything for it. They could have just decided that they wanted something to change with the design styles that they were going with. Obviously everything's more matte plastic. The square or rectangular PlayStation camera actually has more smooth and glossy finishes on it. So that could have been one of the reasons why they wanted to do it, although they still could have kept it square. But it does probably move a lot better inside the base, which is probably one of the other big reasons why they decided to make the adjustment for it. Because if it can sit and move better in the base, then that's probably going to help everything a lot. There you go. That clips in right there. You can adjust the base up and down if you need to. That's pretty cool. And we've got more micro USB or mini USB cables, because Sony actually hasn't done any changes to these Move remotes, which is kind of funny because everything else has gone to micro USB, but the Moves still use a mini USB, as you can see right there. I've liked these things ever since they first came out, so I don't have a problem with it. It feels really good. I just thought that they probably would have adjusted the innards there. They probably didn't want to make too many changes to the accessories that you can get for the Move remotes, though, because I have like a docking station to charge everything with them. So that's probably one of the reasons, so they can still sit inside the docking stations that a lot of people still had. All right, well there you have it, folks. That is the PlayStation VR. Like I said, the unit's actually really nice. It's adjustable, has a lot of good articulation points with it too. So I say everybody should, if you got a PS4, go out and buy it. Just even if it's just kind of like a gimmicky thing for you. Not all games are going to work really well with it, but the unit I think is going to go pretty well. VR may still be another fad, but the unit's pretty cool, and this is going to be a pretty cheap alternative when you consider in the Vive and the Oculus Rift, actually require you to have a very high-end PC to run it. All right, there you go, guys. Thanks a lot.